What's going on, y'all? Hope everyone's having a great day. Hope you guys are enjoying yourselves. Sorry for the echo once again. I'm eventually trying to save up and buy proper equipment to make my videos a little bit better. Anyways, buying a toolbox. I know most of you on the page, the channel, whatever you want to call it, the group. I like the group better. It makes us all sound inclusive. So most of y'all that I talk to are techs, been a tech, have just started off, and you're rolling along on your automotive journey. So whatever point you're at, I want to talk about buying a toolbox. It's an important thing, and to me, I'd rather buy a toolbox than a car. So, I'm in it for 8 to 10, 12 hours a day, so I want something nice. And before we go any further, excuse me, can't talk today for some reason. Before we go any further, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, share, drop me a message. If you watch a couple of my videos and you're not subscribed, why? Do you like the sound of my voice? Because I'm pretty sure, my wife would probably envy the deaf, with hearing me talk all the time. But anyways, moving on with that. I appreciate all y'all. I love y'all. Y'all are great. Moving on with it. Buying a toolbox is a major thing in a mechanic, a technician, whatever you want to call it, in their life. I mean, for me, I get all excited like a child. I'm all giddy, and then I have to go up to the wife and ask her permission. Like, hey, can I get this? It's shiny, it's cool, whatever. But there's a reason behind it, and y'all are gonna hate me in a minute. But we're gonna get to the shiny fun stuff real quick. I got some dirt in my eyes, and I was wearing safety glasses, washed up, all that stuff, and still got something in my eye when I wipe my eye later. So yeah, if you see me touching it a lot, it's probably that. But moving on. Well, I convinced my wife to let me purchase this monstrosity. There's more to come eventually, so I hope she's prepared for that. The way I convinced her is I sold her on makeup. Said to her, if you're doing makeup, and you got a small little area, but you're only doing it for 20 minutes a day, it gets annoying, right? She's like, yeah, I'm like, well, if you had 6-7 foot of makeup space to organize everything, it'd probably make your life a little easier. She's like, yeah. I'm like, well, the box I got's great, but more room's always a great thing, especially when I'm in this thing for 8 to 10 hours a day. And I told her I'd rather buy this than buying a car. Granted, this was a lot cheaper than a car, but that's how I kind of like, okay, well, you made your point. And the other point I made to her, I'm not going to buy a toolbox unless I get a smoking deal on it or I'm paying cash for it, for like, a Home Depot box or something like that. I showed her on Facebook Marketplace, eBay, all that fun stuff, what they're going for, and showed her the message that my dealer sent me of what the price was on this. And she's like, it's really that cheap? I'm like, absolutely, that's the price I'm signing for. She said, pull the trigger on it. So got to negotiate with price and why you need something. And this is the part that you guys might not like. If you're starting off in this field, guys, new techs, don't kill me in the comments. That might be fun though, so try it if you want. Guys, if you're new in the field, you're probably not making the best of money. Point blank. With experience comes raises and more cash flow in your pocket. If you're new and you're in a roll cart, probably step up to something that Husky has or US General. Move up to a 44 or a 52 inch or something of that nature. Don't go spending a ton on a box. And if you're looking into getting into this field, had this debate with a few people. Buy a roll cart. Buy a roll cart and get that full. Once you get your roll cart full, reorganize the thing. Hang stuff from the lid, put magnets everywhere, get that slap full. That way you're investing in your tools. This right here is just a vessel. Just like your body. It's just a vessel to hold useless nonsense up here to run around, but that nonsense makes you money. The stuff in these drawers, This is what makes you money. Turning wrenches, the thing between your ears. Focus on training and focus on building up your tools. Once you get to a point where you need a bigger box, be smart with your money, guys. I don't want to see you guys screw yourself over, as I've seen other techs do. When they come in, they've been in the field for a month and start off with like a roll cart or, you know, a cheaper Husky box, which there's nothing wrong with that because I've got one at home that I started with 4 years ago. Love the box, it's fantastic. But with that being said, you know, cheap. Stay cheap, guys. And getting into the techs that come in and decide to, I'm gonna go buy a Snap-on box a month in, 2 months in, and they realize they can't stand turning wrenches and they're stuck with a toolbox they can't afford now. Do you really want to be that guy? So get your feet wet a little bit and then, you know, move up to a bigger, you know, store brand box. You know, hopefully that makes sense. Roll cart, store brand box, toolbox, and move into, like, honestly, I would suggest to use Snap-on box, use Matco box, Mac box. See if you like that quality. Because if you don't like, if you buy a Mac box and you pay sticker price for it and you realize you hate it, or Matco, because I've heard Matco's rust out. Yeah, not saying anything about Matco, guys, but actually, nothing wrong with Matco box. I grew up with one in the house, and my dad had his, all that stuff. It's cool box, is purple. But getting back on track, guys, I've had multiple guys at a shop I used to work at that had Matco toolboxes. Every one in the shop had rust growing on it. I'm sure this probably does. But research what you guys buy. Don't throw money in a hole just for looks, just for status, or any of that. I'm the only tech in this shop. I have no one to impress but myself. I love this box, but I could work out of, you know, 5-gallon buckets if need be. It's just a vessel, guys. Your wallet, well, thank you. If you sit there and you go through the according steps, you build up, and don't make this mistake of going on the tool truck, buying the toolbox, and then, oh, well, you got a credit account. You got, you know, $800, $1,200 on your truck account. You want to roll it over, and then put it back on, you know, build your truck account back up. It's not a good idea because then you're paying 2 bills for one truck. You know, guys, save your money. Save your money, invest it towards tools, to knowledge, grow. That's the biggest thing. If you can grow yourself to the point where you can afford a bigger toolbox, afford to not worry about a toolbox payment, that's all that really matters. So that's my quick 2 cents on it. I would like to go into another subject on this. When buying a toolbox, guys, when you're shopping around for it, height for me is a big thing. I'm 6'4". This is comfy. I'm not bending over. You know, I've had my Master Series box. It's actually still in the shop. Snap-on man hasn't come pick it up yet, which is kind of want to take it home now, but it's significantly shorter, and bending over or whatever, you know, I've already got back issues. I don't want to be writing at my toolbox and all that stuff. So I like to stand up straight. I can take my notebook. You know, I could doodle all day long. No one's going to say anything to me because it looks like I'm working. And you got to, you know, get in where you can. But height. Choose something that fits your height. Next is tool depth, or depth of drawers. I want to be able to fit as many tools in this thing as I possibly can. I want as much room as I can. Now, and you got the width. Me personally, for home, I'd like one of those 40-inch double stacks. That would be pretty cool, like the old Snap-on ones. But it is what it is. But size is important. Size matters, guys. I know the wife sits there and tells me, it's okay, you know, it's not about the, you know, size of the boat, it's about the motion of the ocean type thing, you know, it's like, you know, it is what it is on that, and, you know, it's, you know, kind of get a little happy, and then I think, oh, you know, that lovely feeling, you know, got to build it up. But size matters, guys. So, with that being said, with size, when I bought my Husky box, I started looking at every store brand box into what's the depths, what's the widths. I went to Milwaukee, saw what they had, and I realized, it's not a huge difference. But the Husky was 1.5 inches, 2 inches bigger, and I really wish I was, but it's important. That extra inch, 2 inches, I'm having too much fun with this, the sick thoughts in my head. The extra 1 or 2 inches means you could probably put a bigger ratchet in that drawer, or maybe fit an extra rail of sockets in, things of that nature. So take that into consideration. I got one more joke in me with the size thing, but I don't know. Kind of like the whole thoughts of an acorn in the forest type thing. I'm hung like a light switch, but you can turn me on. Hung like a Tic Tac, but I'll freshen your breath. Anyways, got that out of my system, right? I'm a child, guys. You gotta love it, hate it. Drop a comment, whatever. Let's have fun with this. Let's get weird. And if you're into getting weird, definitely subscribe. I've already offered y'all. I am married, but I will leave my wife for guys with cool cars and tools. So if you have a cool car, let me know what you got in the comments, because I'm a gearhead. So moving on with that. Next is drawer layout. Drawer layout is such an important thing, especially for someone like me. I have to have everything in its proper order, which everything else in my life is nothing but disorder. And you'll see that when I take you on videos of me working on my vehicles and things of that nature. It's all, real cluster bomb. Anyways, to me, if I was going to purchase a toolbox, it had to have 3 long drawers. Have to have sockets, wrenches, and screwdrivers. I have to have deep drawers. I have to have tall drawers for my blow molded cases. I have to have real thin drawers, and I have to have thick drawers. My 54-inch Master Series was fantastic. Absolutely loved that box. But this was more put together. This had the drawer layout that I liked. The Husky, I had to give up a few things, and guys, you're going to have to do that to save a buck. You're going to have to give up certain things. Like I gave up, the Husky's a ridiculous lower drawer. It's just way too deep. It would have made sense to put like a deeper drawer and a shallower drawer than something that's that big, a whole like 3 feet. But that's an important factor to look into as well. So guys, do your homework, look at sales. Harbor Freight makes an awesome box. I don't know if I'd purchase the Icon box. To me, what, $4,000 for a toolbox, and you could get a used Master Series, like a 72-inch. Or even a used Epic for that price. Doesn't really fit in my head, but I'm not the one spending your money. So guys, do your research, do your due diligence, make sure has all the things you could possibly want. If you like what sold me on the Husky, it had the ports built into the sides. That way I could plug in my chargers, I could plug in my phone, I could plug in my company laptop, and it had magnets all on the back wall. To me, that's an important thing. I like hanging stuff up. It kind of sucks. I don't have a hutch where I could put stuff. I have to, thumbtack it to the wall. So I need to get some cool artwork behind there. But just make sure you do your homework, guys. Plain and simple. Look for something size. Look for wallet friendly. Look for drawer layout. And look for something that's going to last a little bit. Don't go buy a Craftsman box that's going to last you 6 months that you paid $500 for, then you have to go buy another $800-900 box. It's not worth it. So spend a little bit of money where it needs to be spent, but remember, it's just a vessel to hold tools. As long as it locks and no one can get into it, that's all that really matters. And if you're buying something used, make sure it's paid off, and make sure that the locks work on it, guys. You don't want no one stealing your stuff. Other than that, guys, have a great day. Enjoy yourselves. If you didn't enjoy the video, let me know. That way I can do better. Maybe I'll cry in the bathtub tonight. It might sound like a good time. I don't know what I'd choose to listen to. I'm thinking some Dido. I think Dido works out for that. But have a great night, guys. Enjoy yourselves. Take it easy. Keep wrenching.